everybody, it's Pat the Wine Guy, and we're here outside McMinnville, Oregon at Youngberg Hill Vineyards, and we're here with Wayne Bailey, the wine grower at Youngberg Hill. Wayne, thanks for having us.
Hi, Pat. Yeah, glad to have you up here.
So, if you're a grape, I guess this is the most wonderful time of the year because it's bud break. Tell me, what is bud break and why is it significant?
Well, it's more important to the vine than it is to the grape at this point. But bud break is so important because it's the beginning of the growing season. The whole new cycle of life is just starting now, and it starts with bud break.
Is it accurate to say that the vines have come out of hibernation?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. They've been dormant since, end of November, December,
Right.
until you get bud break. From bud break until you actually harvest is a relatively set time frame.
Right.
It'll vary a little bit, primarily between bud break and bloom, but particularly after bloom, once you get to ripeness, that's a set amount of time. So bud break will have a very distinct determination in terms of when you harvest.
So this might be a crude analogy, but it's like you're growing tomatoes, and these tomatoes, from when you plant them, you'll have fruit in 100 days. Is that similar?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. From a wine grower's standpoint, emotionally, what does bud break mean to you?
Well, for me, it's exciting because it's kind of like conception. It's kind of like birth. It's the beginning of this new life. Just like in the womb, you have a conception and you have a baby. These are my new babies.
Right.
Okay, so we're going to be working over the next 7 months to bring these babies to birth, which is the harvesting of the fruit. I'm walking the vines every day just to make sure that the vines are healthy and make sure everything is in balance, and that the growth, not only of the vines, but the grasses, the clover, which is fixing nitrogen into the soil right now.
Right.
All of those things in the environment and all the things that nature is doing, is in balance. And so I'm just monitoring every day.
So you're monitoring, doing what you can, but things could go wrong. What worries you between bud break and harvest? What could go wrong?
What couldn't?
All right, fair enough.
mean, it goes back to farming, and you're totally at the mercy of Mother Nature.
Sure. If we look at bud break on a big generic basis, not necessarily right here in the McMinnville AVA, but around the world, you could have frost after bud break.
Yeah.
And that could wipe out an entire crop.
It could, yeah. I mean, that's what happens. Just like fruit trees, they have the same issues with apples and pears and things like that. If you have bud break too early, and then you have some freezing cold weather after that, it'll kill all those buds, and you don't get any fruit that year.
So we're here on April 22nd. It's a really nice day. You've got a lot in front of you between now and when you're going to harvest these grapes. You must be excited, a little worried. What emotions do you go through as a wine grower?
This time of year, it's all excitement. It's all about, there's the mowing to do. We got to think about in-row cultivating. We got to think about, I'm actually counting buds right now, and we're looking at double buds. Yeah.
You're counting buds,
in the vineyard, to kind of get an idea of what kind of growing season it's going to be.
Sure.
And from now until harvest, we're going to be working with each and every one of these vines to try to bring the best out of them. Not necessarily the most, but the best. And that takes a lot of hand-holding, and really taking care of the vines and making sure that each one of those that brings up a shoot and then develops that canopy, that they're able to do the best job they can.
So in a couple of years, or maybe sooner, we'll be able to taste the fruits of your labor this year.
In about 2.5 years, you'll be able taste a glass of the Pinot Noir that comes out of fruit that's bud breaking right now.
That's great.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Wayne, thank you.
Always do.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks so much for your time. This is great stuff.
Welcome.
Great
Good.
stuff.
Glad to have you up.
You bet. Wayne Bailey, Youngberg Hill Vineyard, and this is Pat the Wine Guy. We'll see you next time.